So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. There's the whistle and here we go. Well, this is a guy who has pushed back the boundaries year on year. A brilliant maverick who just, Jim, seems to go on and on.
Yeah, he's simply the boss, Peter. Everyone else, including us, just a supporting cast in an act where he will always take centre stage.
In the Zlatan show, Zlatan is the only star.
I'm not arguing.
This looks promising. Mbappe. McAllister. And this is Neymar. Tries to play it through. Now it's McAllister. Oh, important interception. Ibrahimovic. Cherki. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And this is Neymar. Nicely weighted ball. Now it's McAllister. Van der Ven tries to clear. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Ibrahimovic. And he's forced to go back. Fair to say, I think, a cautious start from both teams. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Oh, what has happened here? He's found Ibrahimovic! Oh, crossbar! And it's McAllister. Ibrahim. Chance! Goal! Manchester United! Manchester United take the lead. Piercing, and with pinpoint accuracy, he forces it through.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that. but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Now it's Mbappe. Kirkchu.
Such good technique.
Tries a shot! And he hits the net. They're level in a trice.
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Just the keeper in his way. Decent chance! And that's a tidy finish. And the game is well and truly turned on its head.
Well, a 1-2 is easier to pull off than most dribbles, and I think we've just seen the proof.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
There's the delivery. Oh, terrible. Real chance! It's in! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
An opportunist strike, but he'll take it. He will. Oh, shooting chance! Goal! Manchester United! And the comeback is complete. A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Oh, that was beautifully done. They were ready to pounce, and they were clinical when the opportunity presented itself.
Cafu with the foul. And no surprise, that's a booking. It's a good 35 yards out, this. And it's McAllister. Ibrahimovic defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Dida gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted. Kirkchu. Good challenge, excellent challenge. Pass somewhat off target. Koundé. Kirkchu is always looking to break lines. Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go. Approaching half-time and still behind. Can they make something happen now? Kirkchu. Ibrahimovic.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Cherki. This is promising. Batistuta was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Cafu cuts it out.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Kirkchu charging forward, the ball at his feet. And he's managed to get free. Played into the box. Cherki. Mbappe. Oh, that's a key interception. And here's Mbappe. This might spell danger. And that brings the first half to a close. So we reach the halfway point.
Well, I can tell you it's been an absolutely fantastic watch, Peter. I wish I could come here every week. It's been wonderfully open, wonderfully tense, and beautifully unpredictable now.
Any litter in the bins.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half.
Piemonte really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Dida breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. And that is a little undercooked. McAllister, Beckenbauer, and he skips past his man. Can he get it through? And he shoots! Oh, it's and again! And he's stuck it away! It's level again! What a match we have!
Oh, what a fabulous game this is. It just keeps getting better and better.
Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
That's smart play from him, actually, Peter. That goal was all about positioning. He knew instinctively where to be should the keeper have gotten a little jittery.
He's had a shot! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Lee Kang-in really must be thinking what he has to do to score there. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Good ball, good take. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. And now they can spring out of defence. Kukçu.
Well, I'm hoping for a nice open second half now. It's there to be won.
He's got away. It's a great gallop down the right-hand side. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Now it's Mbappe. Passing is crisp and sharp. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Passes short and sharp. Ibrahimovic. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Mbappe picks it up out wide. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Now that looks a decent ball. Batistuta is wide and looking to get onto this.
Substitution for Manchester United.
Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time.
14,
Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out.
Ibrahimovic.
And he's worked it through.
Batistuta.
He's in plenty of space here.
When it's delivered early like that, defenders just can't get themselves set.
Number 18, Hazard. Number 11,
Tries to think it through.
Number 6,
Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Number
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Number 21, Rafinha.
Lee
Substitution.
Kang-in. That's been slipped through. Now that's well seen too. And the pass is intercepted. Kukçu is offering some sort of an apology there.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Ferran Torres. Rijkaard can get it clear. And it's McAllister. Manchester United are looking to go forward now. Chance for a shot! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
It's their second corner of the game. Lee Kang-in! Robertson clears it away. Elects to cross. He's rising! He's keen, determined to have his say.
Piemonte really have stepped it up now. They could have been a bit more greedy and forced the issue.
So, third corner of the game. Cleared away. Rijkaard wins the duel this time. McAllister.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Now it's Ferran Torres. That'll do under the circumstances. Van der Ven did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Oh, no joy this time. And he's gone looking for safety. And here's Haaland. He's on. Can he finish? Well, now it's a race for the ball. And it's Robertson. Still anyone's game, this. One shot, a goal! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Beckenbauer gets it clear.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Rijkaard really struggling to influence the game.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here.
Now it's Haaland. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
Hazard gets into a good position. The final seconds now. Not the best distribution from the keeper. And that's very disappointing, it has to be said. Now, can they get him away? And the shot! He lifts the roof! Oh, that has got to be it! This has to be it! And that is that. Well, what a game. Unpredictable to the very end, momentum shifting this way and that. The kind of match, as neutrals, we all love to come and see. So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So we're up and running. With so many teams now playing just one up front, Jim, it's easy to forget, isn't it, that strike partnerships used to be the norm.
Absolutely, Peter, but partnerships have proven themselves to be very productive over the years. They carry more might.
And we've had some legendary ones, haven't we?
Yeah, and how it usually works is that you've got one target man with the other striker playing off him and just looking to add another little bit of devilment. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Neymar with the short one. And here's Neymar. He's in a great position here. And now a sudden chance to counter. Can he get on the end of this? Well, the boss won't be happy about that at all. They were pedestrian in possession and carried almost no threat at all. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Well, good play on the left-hand side here. The pass has gone astray. Hazard. Nicely weighted. Shot, surely! It's there!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Yeah, great movement and great use of
Best! Oh, so close to what would have been a memorable goal.
He's the one player you want on the ball running at defences, and that's precisely why.
Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Rijkaard. McAllister. Kukçu. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Guardiola is always scanning the pitch for targets. That's a good shoot! It's a goal! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring!
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, Peter, that this emphasises the importance of having willing runners who want to go behind that defence. One good ball, and they're in.
Real chance! And it's there! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. Well, how's that for a class finish?
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
And there was his third, and boy, he looks the business, doesn't he just?
He has simply been truly awesome. He really has stamped his authority on this.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
And here's Mbappe.
Mbappe really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Roberto Carlos. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. It has been an extraordinary start to the game. The gap already 3. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Vieira. That is a great pick out. He's in. What? He's had a shot! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. He's through here.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
The ball is... He's having a pop! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Approaching half-time and still behind. Can they make something happen now? Some good work on the right flank here. He is through here! Well, that's a foul. A simple decision for the referee. Oh, that's a booking. Always looked it.
Yeah, they look as if they're intent, Peter, on stopping him outside the laws of the game, so the referee is going to have to be very alert here.
Guardiola finding himself in space. Lovely feet. It is a corner, good chance. Brazil have their second corner now. Neymar plays it short. He's on it. Chance! Well, now it's a race for the ball. And how did he not make it four?
I just wonder what was on his mind there. Should have put his foot right through it.
Best. He's found a way through. Cannavaro getting this one clear. Hazard. He's going for goal! And for sure, that was not one of his best.
Well, let's just consider that one a rangefinder, Peter. It certainly wasn't troubling the goalkeeper.
Pitches it off him. Rijkaard. He won't be happy with that one. And for the first half, that is that. Well, that was as one-sided as it gets. Only one side have shown up here, and they're just tearing it up at will. So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. Back underway then.
Well, things just haven't quite clicked, Peter, have they? They're behind, and they deserve to be. But they've had a chance to regroup now, so we'll see how they come out at the start of the second half.
Over to the right flank, where it came from. And a chance! And that is quite wonderful! About as smooth as it gets! They are playing them off the park!
Look, that was a technical interaction of great football. That has gone down a treat.
As if three weren't enough. This is nigh on utopian. Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. Castolo. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And it's Hazard. Hazard running with intent. Well, that looks a decent ball. Kukçu. McAllister makes a dash for it. Mbappe. McAllister. Now it's Neymar. Space for him to turn and look. And that is out of play. Rijkaard. Now it's Mbappe. Pepe produces the perfect tackle there. Best, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. And he's lost his man here. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. McAllister. And they win it back again. Now, can they get him away? And this is Neymar. How about that? And he couldn't keep it down.
Brazil certainly looked sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Pepe gathers from the goal kick. Castolo, extraordinarily with 4 goals to his name. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Neymar. McAllister. Threads one in. Hazard, tantalisingly brilliant, at times unstoppable. McAllister, and he's there to make the challenge. And it's McAllister, and it's been played through. Neymar. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
That's a nicely shaped ball. Marquinhos cuts out the pass. Nice physical challenge. Rijkaard. Guardiola. Best. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Kukçu.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
And here's Neymar. Aimed beyond the defence. Neymar. He's shifting through the gears here. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Oh, this looks sharp.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here.
Oh, that's well done, really robust. Some excellent tackling here, and that one a perfect example. And that interception was most necessary. And he shoots! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Vieira getting this one clear. Koundé gets over and intercepts. Last chance, perhaps. Lee Kang-in gets flagged offside. Yeah. Not too much to add on here, just a minute. That's been slipped through. Oh, that's a fine interception. And that is as far as it goes. Well, that was thrilling. A game of champs and chumps. The winners were so good at times. A side that can and will. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. So off we go then. Well, now the opposition are going to have to find something pretty special to stop Lionel Messi today, aren't they, Jim?
Yeah, the man is an absolutely born winner. You just feel that with him on the pitch, anything is possible.
And what's more, he brings out the best in his teammates.
Yeah, I think he just gives them that confidence that they can overcome whatever the opposition throws at them, and he leads by example, of course, and will probably come up with something.
Mbappe, passing is crisp and sharp. Cannavaro cuts out the pass. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease. Shot, surely! Goal!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
The invitation was clear, and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
Well, I'm giving him full marks for the way he exploited the space, Peter, but you really shouldn't be left unmarked in the middle like that. I don't think he could believe his luck.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. OK, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
Header! And a neat finish! A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye!
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So they have it all to do again.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And that has left him in a heap. Now it's McAllister. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And it's Kukçu. And here's Mbappe. Gives it back. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Intercepts the throw. That's well read. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
He's being urged to shoot. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. They're back in possession and ready to go again. That's going wide left. And it's made its way to him, and he is dashing away. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. McAllister. Hazard.
Arsenal always have been a side that are known for pressing, a style that's very high tariff, Peter.
But it can pay off big time, can't it?
Yeah, just about every top side are doing this now.
Not pretty, but it gets the job done. So what can they make of this? 15 minutes till half-time. Lee Kang-in can see things others simply cannot. He's shifting through the gears here. Lee Kang-in! Oh, so close to what would have been a memorable goal.
Lee Kang-in and really shows some outlandish skills, which is always welcome and obviously refreshing.
Zanetti. Kukçu. Lampard. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Now it's Kukçu. Aims beyond the defence. Now it's Mbappe. And he was alert to it. And he's there to get it away.
Neymar really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Great vision. That is ended up in no man's land. Kukçu is always looking to break lines. And it's Kukçu. Mbappe! Now this could be a chance. Chance! And it's in! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! It was wonderfully efficient.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
So we have a breakthrough, and now how will things develop from here?
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on, or even better, can they get another?
Hazard, that has been slung wide. Mbappe stood his ground strongly. Guardiola, little pass back. Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. Well, we have quite a thrilling narrative here. Despite their early setback, they are now the ones in the driving seat. And all of a sudden, things are looking pretty rosy. The midway point of the game.
Well, I can tell you it's been an absolutely fantastic watch, Peter. I wish I could come here every week. It's been wonderfully open, wonderfully tense, and beautifully unpredictable now.
So it has been pretty frantic here. Everybody eagerly awaiting the start of the second half. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here. And it's McAllister. Goes down, but nothing given. Messi, a player who needs no introduction. Looking to play him in. Closing in on goal. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. And he has been fouled there. perhaps a shade optimistic. It's a goal kick. He's played it back. Beckenbauer. Neymar. McAllister. Plenty to aim at here. And this is Neymar. And it's Rijkaard. Lampard, and now they can clear their lines. Cannavaro. Ball played for Kökçü. And it's Azar. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Mbappe. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Lampard. Hazard. He's picked his way through. Hazard with the delivery. No, he didn't quite meet it right. And we have our very first corner. Great chance! Off the post! Oh, he's been caught napping. Shoots! Goal! It's level again! What a match we have!
Well, this is just incredible. I mean, who would have seen this? Neither manager, I think. It's all happening.
And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
And his manager couldn't look...
Can he finish? And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
This is their second corner of the game. Beckenbauer tries to clear. And now they can spring out of defence. And he cuts out the supply. And that is a little undercooked. Lee Kang-in. Lee Kang-in going face-to-face with his great rival. That has not gone well.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Now it's Mbappe. McAllister. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them. It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
Lampard spots it and intercepts. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Hazard. Still anyone's game this. One moment can decide it.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won.
And it's Hazard. This is a promising build-up.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Oh, that's fabulous. Takes aim and crosses. Pass somewhat off target. He's having a shot! and kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he? Well, they've got to get everyone forward, and maybe even the keeper.
Arsenal are looking to go forward now. Well, that pass isn't the best.
Two added minutes has been
Rijkaard
indicated.
Tries to play it through. They're urging him to shoot. Chance for a shot! And that would have been some goal.
Well, it came to nothing in the end, but it certainly got the crowd going.
Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. And that interception was most necessary. And the referee brings it to a close. A good watch, a really good watch. Both sides toiling to try and outthink, outsmart each other. But it wasn't to be. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So things are underway. Well, there's one man here who stands head and shoulders above the rest in just about every aspect of the game. It is, of course, Jim, the great Paolo Maldini.
Yeah, I feel like bowing here because it's him. He's simply the greatest of them all, the inspiration for so many top-class defenders.
Now it's Roberto Carlos. Now, can they get him away? Now it's Bellingham, and he whips in across. It's a pretty loose pass. Nedved. Aimed at the far side. Terrific effort! Superb goal!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
Picked that one out. It was a bullet.
Well, you've always got that threat when he's around. Great movement, and what a great header.
So, a breakthrough already. Nedved. Thuram. McAllister.
This is the time you need that pace.
Neymar. Deftly away. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Koundé. Quarter of an hour played.
Diamante really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Pullet gets flagged offside. And it's Drogba. Good running, strong and purposeful. Nedved.
Oh, really well played.
He has found a way through.
Been there, done that, unfortunately. You immediately want to have another go. Believe me on that.
That has not gone well. Nedved. Oh, he's been caught on it here. And this is Drogba.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Now it's McAllister. He's found a way through. And it's made its way to him. Bellingham. Now it's Nedved. He's picked his way through. Nedved cross. And a header! Oh, crossbar! And he hits the net. Two to the good, and they are purring, absolutely purring. Ibrahimovic at his razor-sharp best there.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, it's an
impressive jump. Just cruising. They are cruising. A quite incredible spell. They are flying. Certain, searing, and imperious.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
Rijkaard cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
They're just trying to negate his influence, and it looks like whatever it takes.
Cross Bellingham! Decent attempt, but not quite good enough. Ibrahimovic touches it back. Nicked it back, goes for a shot! No, not quite. Poorly directed kick from the keeper, he's given it away. Now it's Hullet. Now that looks a decent ball. Kupchu. The message is clear, none shall pass. And he should have made it 4.
Well, let's just consider that one a rangefinder, Peter. It certainly wasn't troubling the goalkeeper. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
And now they can spring out of defence. Mbappe getting forward. Great vision. He's a sharp little ball here. And the cross getting up there! He arrived on cue, but fluffed his line.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift.
Now it's Yamal. Yamal, and he was alert to it.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And we've reached half-time. Well, that was as one-sided as it gets. Only one side have shown up here, and they're just tearing it up at will. So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly. So we're underway for the second half. 45 minutes to change their fate. Comes under pressure and it's come loose. Looking to play him in. Now there's a fine ball. There's the shot! No, he's missed it.
Dywizje certainly looks sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Roberto Carlos. Nicely weighted ball. Oh, well played, well played. Kupchu. And it's McAllister. Now it's McAllister. Roberto Carlos is always looking to play quality balls. Now it's Mbappe. Look at the space here. That is a crunching tackle. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Oh, that is superb. A dangerous moment, perfectly dealt with.
That is superb defensive work. The one man who had to be on top of his game. And
Roberto Carlos! And somehow he kept it out.
Dywizje really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
He's had a shot! And he's lifted it over. Looking for a runner. Oh, that's well spotted. And here's Ibrahimovic. Lovely pass, but can he finish? Now that was quite some save. So, third corner of the game. Keeper has taken decisive action. Flings it across. Real chance! And that has forced the very best out of the keeper.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
And this is Ibrahimovic. He's had a shot! And he's picked it up out wide, and he decides to cross it. Cleared without hesitation, little pass back. Roberto Carlos has it out wide and in space. Ibrahimovic! It's a goal! Just cruising! They are cruising! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, you might think I'm being a bit harsh, Peter, but I just can't help the feeling that the keeper should have done a better job. Full stop.
And that means just one thing, match ball.
Well, you had to fancy him, Peter. He seems to be growing in stature with every goal.
Things looking so easy, almost too easy here. So their fourth corner of the game. Drogba! Oh, terrific save. And that has put paid to that. Looking for options for movement. Drogba. And the shot! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Beckenbauer clears without hesitation and claimed it back swiftly. That's a cute ball. Oh, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. And the ball's come loose here. And that's been won straight back. Played in, but there's the header! Oh, it needed better placement. Just about up to 75 minutes. And here's Ibrahimovic. Rijkaard.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Oh, super find. He's having a shot! It's hit the upright. Rijkaard, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe both, actually.
Spread out to the left. Knocks it into space. And that is headed for the middle. Oh, what has happened here? I think that's offside. Yes, it is.
Well, they can at least make a fight of it. Even if it's just a goal, the lift it would give would be huge no matter what the end result is.
Dealt with nicely by the defence. Oh, well measured. He's shifting through and Holland! Brought out the best in the keeper. And that's it. And that's where we have to end it. From me, Peter Drury, and my co-commentator, Jim Beglin. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. There's the whistle, and here we go. Well, Fabio Cannavaro may not be a giant in physical terms, Jim, but his reputation, his presence are as imposing as they come.
Yeah, he's proof positive that being a top-class centre-half isn't all about physicality and height. You know, he's only 5'9", but he's imperious in the air. It just goes to show the importance of how he reads the game, the anticipation, the positioning.
McAllister. Now it's Berbatov. Oh, that's a key interception. Lee Kang-in going face-to-face with his great rival. Nesta. Oh, that's a vigorous challenge. And he can clear it away. And we have our very first corner. Madrid are looking to go forward now. That's really well cleared. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Oh, easy pickings there. And here's Rui Costa. A lack of adventure up to now, just no breakthrough. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. That is a great pick-out. Picked out brilliantly. Ibrahimovic was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. McAllister. Now it's Berbatov. He's got away. He's in a great position here. Conte! Goal! And there is your opener. That is glorious, as if he picked it up and put it there himself.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. The dip and the curl he managed to get on it. Impeccable technique, Peter. Absolutely impeccable.
So the first goal of the game.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
And it's McAllister. Neymar receives it in a wide position. Terrific effort! It's a goal! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
So that's two now without reply.
And things are much healthier in the...
He's had a shot! And it's there! Again, in a trice, and they are soaring! That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing. 3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue. Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Oh, the ball's run loose here. Real chance! Corner number 2 then. Rui Costa plays it short. He's having a hit! Oh, that is rather wayward.
Well, talking about playing into your opponent's hands, that kind of thing is not going to get them back into this game.
Now it's Berbatov. Oh, nicely intercepted. Raul. Some resolute defending there. Spread it left. Oh, good-looking ball. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Oh, no joy this time. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Madrid clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
It's Bergkamp! Sensational from Bergkamp! That is a gem! An absolute gem! Whoever is in his path, he will always find a way.
Yeah, he won the jostle, and it was a very good finish, and I think he'll go away feeling pretty good about that one.
So could they be onto something here? McAllister. That's destined for the flank. Can he get it through? He's picked his way through. Just eases him off the ball. Scholes. Raul.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Raul. Conte. Nesta spots it and intercepts.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity. They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Gerrard cuts it out. Now, can they get him away? There's a no-nonsense tackle. No foul, says the referee. And the referee says that is that for the first half.
Well, it's hard to say whether a two-goal advantage under these circumstances is decisive or not, but so far I haven't really seen enough to indicate that the opposition can come out in the second half and improve to that degree.
Oh, we've been blessed with a goal-laden first half. 3-1 is the half-time score. Back on the way then. Oh, it's Bergkamp. Shoots! And he was there to get a vital touch.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Madrid have their third corner. And he gets rid in a hurry. And now a sudden chance to counter. And he was quick to react. Played into space. Marquinhos kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Looking for options for movement. There's the man who is effectively the team's security policy. Now it's Berbatov. Raul. Rui Costa. Conte. McAllister. It's a really well-measured ball. He has found the way through. Goal kick. No, I stand corrected, it's a corner. It's their second corner of the game.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Madrid have the chance to go the other way. No, that's been intercepted. Bergkamp. Costa Curta. Lee Kang-in. Probing pass. Bergkamp wants to run onto this. And it's Neymar. Quality ball. Pinches it off him. Cannavaro. And this is Neymar. He's in a good position here. But they've got it again. Berbatov!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And this is Raul. Marquinhos gets across to intercept that. Cannavaro. Conte looking to add to his goal. That's a shade optimistic. That has been cut short. That's a cute ball. Well, that's well spotted. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Encourage the pass with an intelligent run, but...
And the shot! Gerrard. That pass isn't the best. This looks promising. Now it's Berbatov. He's had it nicked away. Scholes. And he plays one through. And that was asking for too much. Conte. Just a quarter of an hour to play. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And the pass is intercepted. Good ball. Ibrahimovic! Now, who's going to be first to this? Oh, he's done very well. Chance! And there's a goal! And he stuck it away as if laser-guided.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
Attenzione, una sostituzione.
Madrid choosing to make the first change. And a really good game is threatening to break out here.
Well, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes. They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
I have to say, that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Aimed beyond the defence. Great ball if he can get there. Good read, needed to be. McAllister. Conte. Engages and forces him off the ball. Looking to play him in. Stood up well to him there. Looking for the run. And he welcomes it in. And, oh! was nice, but not quite the end product required.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender, stay onside.
Knocks it into space, and here's Bergkamp, and the shot! Oh, the ball's come loose here. Dida trying to keep this in. Oh, they could be... takes a shot! He's got a goal! And right near the end, we have parity. That was a given, it always was.
Yeah, it's mystifying that a player of his talent wasn't picked up sooner, and he picked them off instead.
Clinical, just clinical. What a game this is turning out to be for him.
Well, talk about being on top.
Oh, shooting chance! Incredible! Just incredible! Oh, that has got to be it! This has to be it! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Well, they've done the hard part, now to survive the last few minutes. And we're done. A game that is a tale of one that got away. A position of great promise they established, but they lost momentum, they lost in...